In a matter of hours, I'm riding the furthest I've ever been on a motorcycle on this Royal Enfield. 2,000 miles in 48 hours. I'm leaving London in the morning and I'm hitting 4 corners of mainland Great Britain in under 48 hours. And I guess you're probably wondering why. I'm doing it all in aid of men's health. I'm supporting 2 amazing charities, Movember and Mental Health Motorbike. Movember are a global charity who work supporting families and men who've been affected by prostate cancer, suicide and poor mental health. And Mental Health Motorbike are based here in the UK, and their mission is to train a nationwide network of mental health first aiders. This means at any one time there are dozens of trained mental health first aiders who can respond to people in crisis, people who need to talk, or someone who's looking to go for a ride with a friend. They also are available to support families who've been affected by things like suicide. I've shared a little bit with you guys here on YouTube and also on my Instagram and TikTok channels about my journey with mental health, but it really is a time of crisis where for men under 50 here in the UK, the biggest killer is suicide. And I believe that this can be changed, that these are preventable deaths, and with the right support, we can help guys who need to talk, who need the right professional help, and who want to belong to a community of like-minded individuals who love riding. So I just want to say, right before we get into the video, a massive thank you to those of you who have supported on my Just Giving page. We've raised over £700 already, which is amazing, and it's going to make an impact directly into people's lives. And if you haven't already and you're able to, you can hit the link in the bio or in the pop-out banner in the corner of the video and directly support this ride that I'm going on. So, how am I preparing for riding 2,000 miles pretty much non-stop? Well, let's find out. When you're prepping for a long ride, there is so much to think about. The longest ride I've done was down to Vieux-Son in the south of France from London. We did about 790, 800 miles in one shot. Took us 18 hours. That hurt. You've got to plan for the worst case scenarios and hope for the best. So in this video, I'm going to show you everything I'm planning for to take this Himalayan 450 2,000 plus miles around the UK in 48 hours. From clothing to food, we're going to talk about it all. So let's get packing. So here is pretty much everything I'll be packing for the journey. Clothing wise, the weather's looking pretty good. 20-ish degrees for the most part, with a bit of rain and overnights of warm. I'm going for my RST Maverick boots. I'm wearing thermals underneath, and then it's Merlin adventure trousers, which are waterproof, got lots of vents and pockets, and a Merlin jacket. I'll probably layer underneath that for sun, and a balaclava for the midges and the cold, which makes me look like a goon. I've got a cheap Camelback from Amazon for water. I did a ChatGPT nutrition schedule, and they recommended lots and lots of water. So yeah, more on that later. But it looks pretty good. I wouldn't say it seemed massively well built, but it's 20 quid, so happy days. And it's high vis, which will help. Helmet, got my Shoei Glamster, love this thing, fits great, and it's set up for microphones for vlogging and things like that. And I'm running the DJI Action 4 cameras now. Mic straight in, sounds way better than anything else I've done before, and they haven't crashed yet, where I had lots of issues with my GoPro before. Gloves, I've got 3 options. I've got my favourites from Fogy Garage, the yellow ones. My warmer gloves are the Racer Northern GTX. Good insulation, but good feel at the same time, really soft. I'm a big fan of these, so I'll probably use these overnight. And then the curveball is some Merlin Enduro adventure gloves. And one of the most essential pieces of equipment you can bring is hearing protection. Now when you're on longer rides, like I will be, and at higher speeds, it's not particularly engine noise that is the most damaging to your hearing. It's the sound of the wind hitting your helmet and rushing through your vents. Now, over a longer period of time, this can have significant damage on your hearing. So just how damaging can long periods of exposure to noise be to your hearing? Let's find out. 85 decibels is considered a safe workplace noise level for up to 8 hours. And with every 3 decibels that it rises, your time of safe exposure to that level of noise is halved. Once you get to 100 decibels, the exposure time before damage is occurring is only 15 minutes. So at typical motorway speeds here at the UK, for sustained periods of time, you are causing your hearing damage if you're not using ear protection. So what is the best way to protect your hearing on long rides and in loud environments? Well, I'm heading over to Ultimate Ear to find out. All right, here we are, Ultimate Ear Protection. I'm here with George. Hi, George.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. George, your dad set up the company 20 years ago?
Yeah, so family business, founded in 2001, so yeah, well over 20 years now.
And now a well-established name in the world of motorcycles.
Yeah, products for any noisy environment really, so yeah, we've got in-ear monitors, but yeah, hearing protection for bikers, for industry, sleeping products, swim products, so pretty much every market, yeah.
Beautiful. George and the Ultimate Ear crew invited me down to have my ear impressions taken so I could get fit up for a custom set of motorcycle hearing
protection. You get 31 decibels of hearing protection with these, so the idea being you can obviously listen to your cardo at a really low, safe volume. Audio's directly into your ear, so you're not battling wind noise with the volume from your padded speakers, basically.
That's great. And for people who probably aren't aware, the difference between what I'm using at the moment, which is these, which sometimes come unseated when I'm riding or don't seal properly after I put my helmet on, because these are going to be moulded to my ear, it's like the best fit you can get, I imagine.
Yeah, exactly. Like everyone's different, everyone's ears are different. You wouldn't wear the wrong size shoes, so that's sort of our motto with ears as well. These are going to fit you perfectly. They're not going to fall out. They're going to give you the protection that you need. Not taking any chances with your hearing, really, is the idea.
Especially when you're riding for 48 hours straight.
So that just slots in like so. How does that feel?
Great.
Cool. Yeah, so we take the impression to the second bend of the ear canal. Okay. So that's kind of like the happy medium. You get a good level of the isolation in terms of hearing protection. Yeah. And it goes nowhere near the danger zone, basically. So that's...
The impressions only took 10 minutes and it consisted of filling my ear with some gooey putty which fully sealed sound away. No talking.
Yeah.
And sitting and waiting for it to set for about 10 minutes. It's really important I didn't talk during this time.
How was that? Was that okay? Perfect. Yeah.
It's pain-free and super easy.
Well, if I get to open your jaw nice and wide now, and then lower jaw side to side. That's it, perfect. Oh! So that's your ear shape.
Wow.
Wow. Nice and clean.
That's a cute looking ear.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you, sirs.
I'll leave you back with the paper lines of George.
Then came the fun part. I got to pick the design. They have so many options on offer. Oh, I didn't realise that.
They're indicated right and left anyway.
Okay.
So if you get the same colour, it's quite obvious.
Orange.
If you're happy with that.
Let's go bold. Then once you made your selection, the impressions are sent off and your earplugs are made. I'll leave a link to their website in the description if you guys are interested. And here they are. They've arrived today. The Ultimate Ear Sound Ear Pros. And I went for a pretty bold colour. Bright orange. Ultimate Ear have a whole range of products available for lots of different industries. And we've gone for the Sound Ear Pro because, you might not know, I don't share much about it on here, but I'm actually a musician. As well as being a photographer full-time and filmmaker, I play a lot of music. And I've had a set of custom moulded, the case is broken, I've had them so long, custom moulded in-ear monitors for 5 years now for use on stage. And they are awesome. The comfort, the sound quality, it's unrivaled. You can't get the same with a floor wedge. And not to mention the level of protection you get from loud drum kits and things like that when you're on loud stages. So my in-ears look like this, and they're made from quite a hard acrylic, which are great for comfort and like longevity of life. But big downside is when you put these in, because they have so many drivers inside, they actually protrude from your ears. So I'm not sure if you can see, but they have quite a big protrusion from inside the ear, because really they don't need to make them super slim, because normally you're just playing on stage like this. And the wire goes over the ear, and while they sound great, they actually don't work in a motorcycle helmet, because when you put them on, I've tried them, when you put them on, they unseat and unseal, so you lose all the protection and the sound is terrible. And also, over a longer period of time, they get really uncomfortable. So the beauty of the Sound Ear Pro is they're made of the softest grade silicone you can get for this application, which means they're super malleable. And when you put them in your ears, they create a really tight seal. They're super low profile, so you can rub your hand up and down and they don't unseat. Amazing. And also the cable comes out the bottom, so when you put your helmet on, it doesn't pull them out. Amazing. So these will plug straight into my Cardo unit. I'll just replace the speakers in my helmet. And I've gone for a test ride with them today, and they are insanely good. The Sound Pros have dual driver, so you've got one for bass and one for top end, which means the sound quality is actually amazing. And I had the volume on super, super low because I'm not fighting against earplugs, don't have to crank the sound. I'm really impressed with these. Thank you very much, Ultimate Ear, for hooking me up. I can't wait to take these on the ride. Now when it's time for some much needed rest on the ride, Happy Ears have previously sent me a set of their reusable earplugs. So I'm going to use these when I'm off the bike, just to kind of change up what's in my ear, to hopefully reduce like fatigue or irritation or anything like that. To be honest, the Ultimate Ears, because they're molded to my ears, they're super comfortable, but I think I'll mix it up and go for these. These are like more conventional earplugs, reusable, and will provide a bit of solace from the road noise. So thank you, Happy Ears, for the hookup. These provide 25 dB of protection, which is also great. So speaking of sleep, I've mapped out the route, and within the 48 hours, it looks like I've got a couple of opportunities for a quick nap. Obviously, I'm against the clock on this challenge, but safety is absolutely important. So I've picked up a piece of kit that hopefully will make grabbing a quick nap on the side of the road super easy, and it's in that bag. I've picked up a Alp Kit bivvy bag. Now, if the weather's good, I'm planning on finding a place like this somewhere along the route and just lobbing myself into the bush or a nice piece of grass and taking a nap. I'll probably stay in this kit, but particularly thinking up in Scotland, there's a lot of midges and I don't want to come back completely bitten to bits, so that's where this comes in. So my goal and idea for this setup is minimal faff. And while there are 2 poles to go into this bivvy, I think it's worth it because it provides you with a bit of headroom to sleep and also protection from mosquitoes, whereas other bivvies, your face is open to the elements. I'll only use this if it's raining or if there's loads of insects. Otherwise, I'm just going to sleep on the side of the road. I ain't got time. I just wanted to say massive thank you for those of you who support the channel. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for liking the videos. Thank you for watching the content and engaging with it. I actually love doing this. I hope it comes through, and I want to do more of it. So if you're not already, please hit subscribe. And there's plenty of adventures to come and more shenanigans. Sorry for the interruption. Back to the video. So what else is going on the bike? Here's a quick rundown. I've got an electronic tire inflator. I've also got a Nocco boost pack. Also bringing some spare oil just in case. Clear visor for the night time because I hate wearing glasses. It hurts my head. The aforementioned DJI Action 4s and a Sony A7 IV, and of course a DJI drone. Got to make the most of the scenery while we're out there as well. This little tick card, which I swear by, take with me everywhere. Ticks are horrible and this card helps you take them out. Don't ask me how I know. Lots of spare batteries, keep things charged. And then food. So AI said lots of good carbs, protein. So we're smashing roasted peanuts. The key is just going to be keeping the calories in, keeping alert, and not having any crazy sugar highs or anything like that. Tools wise, I've got a tool roll with all of my kind of fundamental tooling needs. Spanners, wrenches, all that kind of thing, cable ties, duct tape. And finally, my Victorinox Swiss Army knife, which goes everywhere with me, stays in my pocket. And that's pretty much it. So what have I done to the Himalayan to get it ready for such a long ride? Of course, we've got the panniers, which are all packed up and ready to go. I've tried to pack as light as I can while also being prepared, so I'm feeling pretty good about that. I've got the Royal Enfield Adventure touring seat on. It's shaped a little differently. It definitely disperses your weight slightly better. But on top, I've put this mesh cover from Enfield Essentials. Thank you to Daniel for the tip on this one. They say that it increases airflow under your bum and also disperses your weight a bit more and reduces fatigue. And having tested it out, I could say that is true. The only downside is it's a bit more slippy on the seat, so you don't feel as connected to the bike. And also it's lifting you up another like 10 mil. So I feel really tall. So I might put the seat down. I'm still playing with it just before I leave. But yeah, very impressed with this so far. Another thing to mention is this screen. You would have seen me talk about this in the first ride video when I picked up the bike. If you haven't seen that yet, it's up in the corner, and it's also linked in the description if you want to check it out after this. This is the Carbon Racing touring screen, and there's also like a eBay cheapy kind of extender touring deflector thing. This actually works really well. I'm still tweaking the position of the additional bit of screen there. I think I need to bring it down a touch because air gets through and actually hits the microphone in my helmet, which is annoying. But yeah, really impressed with this screen. This is from India, and it's actually really affordable for what it is, so very impressed. Now the biggest change, I haven't shown anyone this yet, I've added some auxiliary lights to the bottom of the luggage rack here. These were from ledperf.co.uk. They were pretty cheap, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't think I can recommend them because they don't feel as secure as I want. The light quality is good, but the mounting is like super plasticky, and to be honest with you, I don't think it's gonna last. I can't recommend it, but I think it'll do for the job, so here it is. So I've wired this into the accessory port, which is under the tank here, and it means they only work when the engine's on. Look at that. So you'll see these really add a bit more visibility from the front, as well as improving the nighttime visibility for me as a rider. But I think main thing, safety on the motorways and things. These are very effective. Super bright, super clean light. Happily, they're the same colour temperature as a headlight, so that all feels nice and cohesive, which I love. But yeah, particularly... One sec. I'm just filming a review of a bike.
Oh, no, you don't. You go somewhere else and do it. It's private road here.
I'm not allowed to...
No,
So I'm not allowed to drive down here?
You're not. There's a car park up the road. Go and do it
Sorry?
in that.
Oh, am I not allowed to drive down this road?
No, it's private. It's...
Oh, you need to update the sign that it just says no parking. Or put a gate on it.
Give me any lip.
No, I'm not giving you lip, I'm just saying, like, if you don't want people to use it, you need to block it off.
No.
Oh, I'm sorry for inconveniencing you. Yeah, can I have 5 more minutes and I'll finish? And then I'll go?
Or would you like me to call my husband?
I don't know who your husband is.
No. We'll just go.
Wonderful. You don't have to watch me, I'll leave.
No, I'm going to watch you go. I can park here, you can't.
It's really not very kind, but sure, okay. Do you want to know why I'm filming the video? I can tell you why, not that it makes any difference. I'm riding 2,000 miles for charity. The reason I ride bikes is to get out and outside, because I don't live in a place like this, is to be out in the wilderness.
But there's a right way and there's a wrong way of going about things.
No, I appreciate that. I think there's also a right way and a wrong way of asking people to leave, which I will do. Thank you. Well, this stint of the video has been cut cruelly short, unfortunately. I'm actually a little bit annoyed. I'm very annoyed. And I was trying to be kind as much as I can. I am on a road that says private road, but I'm not in the road. I'm just sat here in the peace and quiet. To be honest, this is my favourite place in the world, and I come down here quite a lot, and that lady was rude. This is something I'm encountering a lot more, and I think lots of us is just people's attitudes. And I don't think it's her fault. I'm sure she's probably had lots of people come down here and take the piss. But I'm trying to be kind when I meet people like that. If she'd said, please can you move on, I would have gone. But she decided to threaten me with her husband, who I don't know who he is, but I'm sure he's a scary man. And then she told me to shove off, and then said there was a right way and a wrong way to do things, which is totally valid, so whatever. It's just a shame that we don't have equal access to enjoy this beautiful place, which this is a public common, it's just the road is private. So I love making content, and to be totally transparent with you, filming doesn't come particularly naturally and takes quite a lot of anxious effort to go out and actually film this stuff. I do a lot of planning, and then when I'm out I kind of try and get it done as quickly as possible. So I don't normally come across as like bubbly as I probably am in real life. I try my best. But yeah, encounters like that just don't help anyone. Just makes me more apprehensive doing things like this, like trying to find nice places to film. Unfortunately, a lot of where I live is like housing and busy roads, so I try and find pockets of peace, and we've come here as a family loads and loads, countless times to come for walks. I'm not revving or being antisocial. It's just a shame. So yeah, if you have a private road and you don't want any peasants down it filming things or enjoying their life, enjoying the wilderness that you're so privileged to live within, put a big old sign at the front of your road and just say, F off everyone unless you're delivering something, or come into my house, because yeah, it's annoying. Problem. Doesn't help the old mind, does it? Things like that. So before we were rudely interrupted, the last thing to mention is the tank. This is the stock tank, 17 litres. And while I was on my way to Ultimate Ears earlier, we did a little range test. I'm not sure where the next fuel station is, so we're going to stop now, fill it up with 8 miles range to go, and see how much fuel we get in the tank, and work out how much we've got left. So then we'll have a good idea when we're on the road, trying not to stop too much, where our fuel level is. Alright, I'd call that rimmed. 14.5 litres. Hi, 2 please. Thank you. That's okay, cheers. The Himalayan 450 has a fuel tank capacity of 17 litres. And we just put in 14.5. So even showing 8 miles range and completely empty, I still had 2.5 litres of fuel, which is this many miles at 75 miles per gallon. So I can safely run it to 0. And then I've got this as a backup, just in case. All right, that's it. I'm ready. I'm packed. I'm nervous. It's going to be good. It's going to be epic. This journey is going to be so much fun. We'll see what the future holds. Please make the pain in my butt worth it by visiting the link in the description or the pop-out banner to give to the fundraiser. Anything you can spare will go a really long way. Thank you in advance. And next time I see you, I'll be filling you in on all the shenanigans that have happened along the way. It's going to be good. All I've got to do is get a little bit of sleep now. And we're off bright and early. I'll see you in the next one.